Hello and welcome to another episode of the Global Indian Television, and I'm Satish. Today I'm going to bring you a sad news. Some of you already probably know that the owner of Taras International in Liverpool and the former owner of Popular B. Kumar and Sons, which was situated in the Shalimar Street in Suva, died on Monday. News traveled very quickly across here in Sydney through social media, through internet, through telephone, and the funeral took place on Friday, which was in Sydney yesterday. And a lot of people attended the funeral in Leppington, and Studio Vision was there as well. We managed to talk to few people as a tribute to the respected person of our community, an icon, we can say. Both the Taras International and B. Kumar was an icon here and also in Fiji. And here we're going to show you what some of the people had to say when I spoke to them. Raj Maharaj, a well-known person who has known Ben for a long time. He's here at his funeral. So Raj, how do you remember Ben?
Ben, I've known him since 1960 when we were a kid. He had his, apparently I just found out that he had opened his second shop in Dombati, and I've known him since then.
Okay, and then about 15 years ago we know he came to Liverpool and he opened his shop over here. So did you get to meet him again?
No, I met him before that because his younger brother was married to my Sari. Apparently he's passed away, I think 4 or 5 years ago, Jen Kumar. And we had a great relation. And before he opened that shop up, he used to come around and we used to go around to parties.
What was your initial thought when we had the news? Now we were all shocked.
It was a very shocking news because apparently he was a down-to-earth sort of guy, very healthy, maintained. Like he turned vegetarian after maybe about 10 years ago. Always into prayers and always used to carry a little notebook where he'd open up and do his singing with karaoke. And very humble person. Since I've known him, a kid when I've known him, but he's a very humble person.
Okay, thank you, Raj. Anil over here. Anil is a well-known person, a personality, I'll say, in Liverpool. And Anil, how long have you known Ben?
I know him from Fiji when he was running B. Kumar supermarket.
Yeah, and then about 15 years ago, I think, he came and opened Taras in the name of his late wife. And I'm sure you have had a lot of interactions with him. Tell me your first thoughts when you heard that Ben was no longer with us.
It was surprising to see such a fit person, such an energetic person, and things happen so suddenly. You would never believe that it can happen to anybody.
Like you, we are a sports person. He was a very keen squash player. He used to play squash with me.
He wanted to play squash with me for a while, some time ago. He asked me to go and join him and play. But I normally play golf. I didn't have time, so we didn't make it anyway.
Actually, I had a very big surprise. I was really shocked. And I couldn't believe it. I thought somebody ringing me. It was April 1st.
Yes.
And because 2 days before on Friday, we met together. And he was good as anything. And nobody ever expected something to happen. His health was good, very healthy.
Yes, he was a very keen soccer player, squash player.
Yeah, he was and he was playing squash about 2-3 days a week, and he go for jogging every morning.
Yes,
And he was very healthy. I was very, very surprised.
for a while, you shared same street. You had a shop very near his shop in Northumberland Street. That would have been times where we would have met him more often.
Yeah, we always met quite often there. And actually, last 2 months I've been seeing him about 3 times, 4 times a week.
I heard that you supplied fresh Darukwati.
That's right. Yes.
Yes, and yes, I believe so. You'd have been interacting with
Yeah.
him.
And he was one of my biggest customers in selling Daruka.
And if you like to remember, how would you like to remember Ben?
I think he was a very honest person, and he loved everyone.
Now I've got a very prominent business person and a very prominent singer and personality from Liverpool, formerly of Lautoka, Fiji, Guru Dev Charan. Guru has a travel agent which is almost next door to Tara's, which was owned by Ben. First of all, Guru, your initial thought when you heard, like us, that Ben was no longer with us?
I heard about him on Monday morning when I was coming to work. He's been my neighbor, not too far away where my travel agency is. So I was advised by his workers that Ben passed away Sunday night. And I really felt it because I always used to meet him in the morning. Whenever I used to come in the morning, 9 o'clock, he used to be there at his door, and we used to greet one another and then go to the office.
Yeah, I've got a very prominent personality of the Fijian diaspora now living right here in Liverpool, Mr. Harish Sharmaji. And Sharmaji, please, you have known Ben for many years, probably from B. Kumar days. First of all, I'd like to have your thoughts about when you had of Ben's probably premature death, because he's still very young. What were your thoughts?
First of all, it was hard to believe that Ben was no longer with us, because only a few days prior to his death I had met him. He looked quite well. But one never knows when death will strike. Ben was a long-time friend, and as you have rightly said, I have known him from Fiji. For the better part of his life, apart from his business, he spent helping people, religious organizations, charitable organizations. He lived a good life, a very full life. And in his death, we all are very sorry and pray to God that may his soul rest in peace, and may the Almighty give his family members the necessary strength to bear such a grief.
And now with me is a very prominent personality, not just in Liverpool, but throughout the Fijian diaspora, Pandit Sajananandji. He is here. As actually everybody else, Panditji, when you heard of this untimely death of Ben, what were your initial thoughts?
I was really shocked to hear, because I think I met him at the Gurmit Festival, and he looked so well and always had a smiling face. I know Ben since I believe 1976, when I moved to Suva from Reki. I used to live at Erawa Road, which is opposite Sukhu Park, and he happens to run that B. Kumar supermarket, which is just walking distance. And I always found him a very helpful person, and he was always willing to give donation for good cause. And I used to shop at his supermarket. and we had very close tie with him, and having migrated, then once again I had the opportunity of meeting him in Liverpool here, and he used to come whenever here, and then we had to sit down together and discuss issues of common interest.
पंडित जी, you see आज इतना सारे crowd public have come out in large numbers. That shows how popular Ben was amongst our community. It will be hard to probably fill the gap, the vacuum which has been created. What are your thoughts on the people who have come out and
Indeed, it is because whatever we do in our life, that goes with us. And the presence of such a huge crowd here is an evidence in itself that Ben had done a lot for our community. Not only here in Australia, but back home, as I already said, in Samabula, when we had the Shaswat Ramayana Mandali, which was built opposite Sukhu Park. And he gave a very generous donation towards the erection of that temple, and I happened to be the treasurer in those days, and he used to come to the temple, and the family, they're all very obliging and very helpful family.
Now I've got a very prominent personality from media, Shri Tejaram Premji. A lot of people in the Fijian diaspora would know Tejaram Premji from Fiji, and over here he's very, very heavily involved in various issues, and he also involved in the mandir where Ben Kumar was a prominent member. As I asked everybody else, Premji, when you heard of demise of Ben, what were your initial thoughts?
I was very shocked because I was with him just the Friday that he passed away, I think on Sunday or Monday, was it?
Monday.
Monday. And he was there on Friday, and we prayed together, we had our dinner together, and he was active and he was good, and it never felt like he would be gone and depart so soon. And he was always a good athlete, he was a vegetarian, he never smoked. I mean, earlier on he probably did, but he was a non-smoker now, and total vegetarian. And
yes, and he also gave up. I went to his shop after 3 years, coming from Fiji, and said, Ben, Nangona kahan hai? तो बोले Satish हम छोड़ दिया है.
Exactly, he gave it away. He gave up everything to live a good life, and then all of a sudden something like that were to happen. It was quite shocking. What else is one supposed to do?
Yeah. The crowd over here shows that how popular Ben was, and people of all the walks are here. Personally, you know, what are the memories? Because we only carry memories of departed people. What are the memories you have of Ben?
Satish, I knew him from a very, very long time when he was operating B. Kumar Fiji Limited. I used to live just across the hill, almost very near to Shalimar Street. I was in Videsi Place, and his shop was in Shalimar Street. So we were neighbors in that sense. And also at Radio Fiji, when I was head of Hindustani programs, I had a lot of connection with him. I tried to revive a lot of culture and music, and he was the first sponsor for our weekly bhajan program. And I found him to be very religious, very cultural, always wanting to promote local artists and local people, a very humble person. He always had time for you wherever you were, and he'll greet you with a smile. And he had time for his customers, and so customers have time for him. All these people that you see here are also satisfied customers, but he built a personal relationship with each of his customers. He took the time out to listen to your worries, your problems, and he donated very lavishly to a lot of charities. If anybody came for, whether it's a cancer society or whatever, he would go very, very gladly and go and help. And whoever came with a ticket or any kind of donation, he will simply, definitely donate something or the other. So he was a philanthropist in that sense, as well as a businessman. A lot of people just make money, but he was somebody who loved the whole humankind, and so he built customers not through just because he put specials and things like that, but because he built a rapport with people, which I think is very unique and not many of our modern business people tend to do.
Govindji, your initial thought when you heard on Monday probably that Ben was no longer with us.
It was very unexpected of him to go so quickly, but life is like that, you know. People come and go, and every one of us, every living being, whether in the form of animals or human beings, one day, whoever is breathing and breathe out, they will have to go one day. And this applies to the trees as well. So everybody is there. Everyone has to perish one day.
But and this one, sometimes it is unexpected. Today, 70, 71 is not regarded as a young age.
Yeah, particularly in this country, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, particularly in this country where if it was Fiji, it's acceptable. Not in here.
Yes.
I think it is too quick for him to go.
And particularly Ben was very, very conscious. I used to play squash with me. George just said that he used to play squash in Fiji with Ben. He has given up meat. He even gave up his favorite Yangona. So he was health conscious, and that's why I think it's very shocking for everybody come to know that Ben is no longer with us.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that, you know, what is it, though he appeared to be very happy and all that, but it was a very stressful life for him, you know, running a business of that nature. It was very difficult for him, you know. And, you know, because of the competition in Liverpool and because of the other issues that he had, the wife had gone about 8-9 years prior to his death today. And it all added together for his demise today.
With me is Sashi Lal, who is another very prominent member of our community. And first of all, Sashi, I'm going to ask you a question, which I've asked everybody here today. What were your initial thoughts when you heard of Ben's death, probably earlier this week?
I was shocked, more than surprised and shocked, in horror.
Yeah. A lot of people, he was a very, very well-known personality in Fiji. He was running B. Kumar in Shalimar Street in Suva. Did you know of him then, or did you?
Yes, I did know of him then. And we were friends there, and then when he got to Sydney, and we were friends for so many years, quite a long years, since he started his shop.
Yes.
As well.
You are also a businesswoman, one of the few Indo-Fijian businesswomen over here doing a lot of things and very successful. So as a business person, you would have had a lot of opportunities to interact with Ben.
Yes, we did. I remember the initial days when we had problems with videos and, you know, the DVDs and videos. We had a lot of piracy problems. And Ben was the one always in the meeting. He always attended those meetings, and he was the first one always to speak up and do the right thing. He never did the wrong thing.
Yeah.
All the other shopkeepers tried to do the wrong thing and bend some rules, but Ben was always there saying, no, let's just do the right way. And I actually looked high up because of that.
Now I have got another very prominent member of our community, and the prominent member of the Fijian diaspora community, Mr. Anil Singh, who is a lawyer, and also he's the president of the Ramakrishna Temple in Austral, where Ben was a very, very prominent member as well. But first of all, I'd like to ask you one question. Is Anil, when you heard of Ben's death, what were your initial thoughts?
On Sunday night, getting on to early Monday morning, found out. I was very shocked because it wasn't long ago that I'd met him at the temple, and I knew he was at the temple on Friday night. And within 48 hours, he just left us like that. There was no inkling of any illness. He was never sick. He was a deeply religious man. Always came to the temple unassumingly, prayed, had a few words at the end, thus and left. I deeply shocked by his death. He was a great friend of the temple.
He was a very young 71-year-old man, because of his life habit, and also he was a sportsman. He used to love to play squash. And you probably remember him from those B. Kumar days.
Correct. When I first met him there in Shalimar Street, I think it was, near off Grantham Road, to be accurate. And I was struck by his generosity. And from then on, we became friends till this day.
And he used to sponsor shows, cultural shows on Radio Fiji. I remember.
Yeah, he did so. He had a very wide variety of interests. But at the bottom of it, he was a deeply religious man. He was a great Hindu person. And he was a patron of our temple. And he gave us generously. Whenever the occasion arose and when there was scarcity of an item, members of our temple would say to me, if you ring Ben, he'll give it to us. Because that was the general goodwill that he generated.
And also he was a very humble man. If ever entered his shop, he'll leave everything. He will pay attention to you.
That is correct. Absolutely correct. Very humble. He was never struck by his wealth or being a pioneer businessman or anything like that. Always unassuming, always caring, always trying to do good. He was a do-gooder.
Now, you were in Fiji recently, as you know, setting a business. He is known all over the Fijian diaspora. Thousands and thousands of people know. What message? Because they would be equally shocked. What message, as a president of the Sabha here, would you give to those people who are probably grieving overseas?
Yes, my message to him is that he's a person that we can look up to, even in death. Because we can learn so many things from the way he led his life. Tragedy fell him in 1997, I think, when he lost his wife, and he was never the same again, but he kept it to himself. If there was a joyous moment, he'll share that, but he hardly spoke about his grief. What we learned from him at the end, like we stand here today in Leppington Cemetery, ladies and gentlemen, is that we come on this earth, one day it's our turn to go. We don't take anything. But Ben, we can say, he didn't go empty-handed. He gave us so much. And we will forever cherish his memory at the temple, because it was Ben, I know, when we thought about the concept of building a temple in the greater Liverpool area, Ben gave us encouragement.
I asked this question to George, secretary of the temple. Is there any plan? Probably you have not thought about it. Is a lot of people wanted to come to the funeral today to pay respect, but they are working. It's Friday today. Is there any plan to have a memorial for Ben at the temple or any other place so that they can come and join in and share and pay respect to Ben and his memory?
Quite rightly, we should do something, and we want to do something. For some reason, I've always flabbergasted by this. We Hindus don't celebrate death very well at our temples. We celebrate every other occasion, but for some reason we take a back step when it comes to celebrating a man's life. But a memorial service, will indeed be the last salute to this man, because he did so much. Yes, as you've asked me this question, I have now come to a firm conclusion that we must have a memorial service with prayers dedicated to his memory in a big place like our temple, which he helped build, where everyone can be part. Today, half the crowd was outside, and very sad to say that a lot of them were making a lot of noise outside. I'm very saddened about that. But the reason mainly was because the chapel here could not cater for the large crowd that came to pay homage to him. So yes, Satish, thank you very much. I will talk to the management committee, and definitely we'll do something. As you know, he was our patron. He was elected patron. He has been for many years, and he was one of those people who was a real patron. he promoted us wherever he went.
I'm very happy to hear that memorial will be organized, and when a date is fixed, would invite you to come back to our studio and tell the people so that they can come and join in the memorial.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anil.
Thank you.
Okay, now I've got another prominent member of our community in Liverpool and a prominent member of our Fijian diaspora, a solicitor, a lawyer from Liverpool, Mr. Vijendra Prasad. Like so many people waking up on Monday in Sydney and in Australia, Vijayan, you may also probably were informed of the tragic and sudden death of Ben. What were your initial feelings when you got the information?
Satish, the news came to me on Tuesday, and I was not aware that Ben had passed away on Sunday, though I had met him on Friday and a few other days during the previous week. It came to me as a shop in a place called Dumbati, a very small shop where he used to sell a few items wholesale. And then moving to Salima was after 10 years from where he was originally. He started his business.
And then, as we know, post 1987, a lot of people left Fiji and people settled in Liverpool. And he came to Liverpool around 14, 15 years ago, and you are already in Liverpool then.
Yeah, he came about 15 years. I've been here for about 27 years. But Ben still continued business in Fiji. But when he came, Ben was also a relative, a distant relative, but we used to have some social together. I must say Ben is a very good singer. He was a very good singer. So when we had few drinks, we will sing. A long acquaintance going back to about 30 years from Fiji, and his nature, his modesty, and were some of the qualities that I admired, and I was inspired by it.
Thank you, Vijayan, and we'll talk about other social issues in a community as we go along. Thank you.
Thank you, Satish. Thank you very much.
There were only small section of the people who attended the funeral of Ben Kumar, who spoke to us. You heard them and what they had to say. We are very, very sad that Ben is no longer with us. His memories will be with us for a long time. Each time we're going to travel past his shop in Northumberland Street, not far from here. We're going to remember him. Each time we travel, we go to the mandir, we're going to remember him. Each time we go to Akash restaurant, which is owned by his sister and brother-in-law, we're going to remember Ben. He is going to be in our memories. But now we're saying goodbye to B. Kumar, and it's goodbye from me, Satish Rai.